You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Hello, and welcome to this season's first episode of the Red Devil Postgame. I'm your host, Ryan Coleman.
And I'm Tate, Jakobi. On this month's edition of the Red Devil Postgame, we'll be breaking down Germantown's homecoming game and analyzing their undefeated record with head football coach Chris Smith.
Later in our show, we have an exclusive interview with one of Germantown's most supportive alumni, Terrence Patterson, who has set the bar high for our football program.
And later on, we'll toss it to Red Devil reporter Christian Powell, who'll bring us up to date on Germantown's head schedule.
But first, as we all know, homecoming is about more than just school spirit and headbanging on the field. It's also a celebration of the homecoming queen. Our Red Devil reporter, Rachel Christopherson, gives us an inside look at the celebration.
Homecoming is always a great time of year for GHS. While students showed their school spirit with special dress-up days, the football team trained hard for the Red Devil face-off against the Douglas High School Red Devils. But homecoming isn't about competition, it's about unity.
Well, I think it just shows the pride in the school and that we love our school and that it is a special week.
The Student Government Association works hard each year to think of fun homecoming activities, including some big surprises.
This year for homecoming, we're having a powder puff game for the homecoming game, and then before each quarter, there will be a different activity for seniors that play sports.
Homecoming culminated in an exciting game. The band was in tune, the cheerleaders extra peppy, and the crowd was hyped up. But that wasn't the end of the excitement. GHS alum Terrence Patterson made an appearance at Friday's game for a special jersey retiring ceremony.
I think it's great for our players to see what Terrence Patterson has done with his life, and that football was a big part of it here, as well as he was just a really good student. And so I think it's a good role model for them to look up to and to think about trying to pursue some of the same things that he has done.
The homecoming queen was crowned at the game as well. Her advice for future homecoming queens?
Hold your crown high and your smile wide, and make sure that you always have a positive attitude everywhere you go.
Incredible school spirit shown this week was not in vain. The Germantown Red Devils won their homecoming game 35-0. What a great way to end an even better week. Reporting for Red Devil Postgame, I'm Rachel Christopherson.
Thanks, Rachel. Now that we've seen what happened off the field, let's take a look at all the action on the gridiron.
High School. Two Red Devils, Germantown and Douglas High, met in a fiery battle for dominance and destruction, and it was one hell of a game. Douglas came out of the gate like an inferno, burning up the turf, resulting in a huge amount of rushing yards. Germantown's defense just couldn't seem to cool the blistering rushing attack of Douglas High, but the momentum shifted when Germantown intercepted a pass from Jalen Conard. The turnover set Germantown up for an easy score. Devastated, Douglas just couldn't seem to regain their defiant defense, relinquishing many yards to Germantown. Entering the second quarter, Germantown maintained a relentless offensive onslaught while Douglas could do little but tend to their own wounds. Even a small spark was quickly extinguished by Germantown's dastardly defense, and the Red Devils of Germantown ended the half with a 28-0 lead. The second half was much like the first, with Germantown proving to be the more devilish of the two Devils, stifling Douglas's every attempt to march down the field and punishing them with a fierce, unstoppable offense. At the end of the night, Germantown reigned supreme and maintained an undefeated record as they ultimately proved to be the most dominant and destructive of the Red Devils.
Joining us now on set is Germantown's head football coach, Chris Smith. Thank you for being on the show today, Coach Smith.
Glad to be here.
So, Coach Smith, first off, congratulations on the so far undefeated season. I must say, I've been a Red Devil 4 years here at Germantown, and I watched the team progress year to year, and this has been a season for the record books. Tell me, how does it feel to be top 5 in the Dandy Dozen?
It always feels good to be appreciated for the hard work that the guys have put in as a team. It's good to be recognized. However, I do feel like this team's still hungry for more. They still have a lot more to prove this year, and I think they are going to try to prove that. And it's exciting, but not satisfied yet.
So, Coach Smith, what have you done differently this year compared to the other years?
It takes time to build a culture of team unity, a culture of winning. It takes time to learn how to watch tape. It takes time to learn how to invest in the weight room. It takes time to learn how to practice. And a lot of these guys have been working hard on that for years behind the scenes and may or may not have gotten credit for doing that just because the result in those 48 minutes during that season appeared the way they did. But these guys have stayed the course, and they've done a heck of a job in keeping that culture and building team unity around that.
So, Coach Smith, what contributions would you say has led to your team's success this year?
I'd say these guys, the way they approach everything is with much more intent than it has been. When we watch tape, they fully understand when they watch tape exactly what they're watching, studying their opponent's every move, try to know what they're doing before they actually do it. But they're also studying themselves. When you watch tape, they're grading themselves every day, practice tape, game tape, different views on the camera angles they're watching, trying to get better every single day. Weight room, they're lifting hard every day, every rep. In season, still lifting, and that's a big part. And the way they come out to practice, we're just trying to stay dialed in and get better every single day, and we approach every week like we're 0-0.
So what obstacles did you, your coaching staff, and the players have to overcome to achieve this undefeated season so far?
I think team unity and team chemistry was a big thing. When I got here, there's a lot of people pulling a lot of different directions, and now I think there's one voice, one language, one terminology that exists within the team setting and the locker room, and that's commitment to winning. The standards are much higher than they've been, but I would have to, definitely say that the team standard and team unity, the chemistry has been a key factor in all that, from top down to coaches, players, to everybody. It's been key.
Well, Coach Smith, the team is 6-0. The season isn't over yet. What would you say the team still has to work on?
We still got to get better at some steps on both sides of the ball. We have to get better. I think you can't ever be physically too good. So in the weight room, you got to continually to strive, for more in that aspect, but also to play better assignment sound football. While some guys may be grading that at 85% on tape, 83% on tape, that's not 100%. That's not even 95%. We always say the goal is we want to win 90% of our plays on the field at their position. We'll go back, we grade every position. The guys got to take to the corrections and keep on improving. While the record may say undefeated, they got to understand is individuals were imperfect, but as a team can make you perfect.
So the Red Devils always play with their hearts out on the field. What do you think inspires them to do so?
I just think it's the kind of culture that we got now, the standard that we have around there. Everybody holds each other up. Not everybody's going to bring their best game every single day, but that's why you have teammates, that's why you have coaches, that's why you have, people in your program that push those guys to meet that standard every single day. And, our team still feels like there's much more to prove. Right now they don't have us ranked in the top 10 in the polls at 6A, and they got some teams with 4-2 records ranked in the top 10 in the poll. So again, our guys, while that's some kind of motivation, that's not our only motivation that we like to use. We like to use, self-motivation and internal motivation to try to achieve the best that we can achieve and not worry about everything else.
I've heard you say at practice and also in games to your players to carry themselves with dignity. Now, tell me, how do you keep your team focused week in and week out?
We have some good leaders that help us out too. We have some guys that have been around that have had success with the standards that we got, and they see it and they're buying into it. The coaches have done a phenomenal job this year of selling the message to everybody. Got great assistant coaches this year, and they're helping out everywhere, and great team leaders within the program and organization. But we also have some good support systems around us. Some guys in the community that come back, like Terence, came and spoke to the team at team dinner, had a great message for the guys and what it meant to be a Red Devil, hit on 4 main points with us, and it was awesome. So got a lot of help.
So going back to leadership, how does team leadership play within the sport?
It plays because not everybody's going to bring their best every single day. There may be a lot of distractors that exist within your program at all levels, and it takes respectable guys to kind of reel that guy back in that may need reeled back in that day. No telling what may be going on in his life, but got to be refocused. When it's football time, and it's time to bring the best that you got, and don't let something else dictate how you approach the game of football.
Homecoming was the talk around campus last week, and hundreds of people came out to support our Devils. How does the crowd help the team game in and game out?
Oh, the crowd was phenomenal last week. I even saw the letters on the stadium shaking toward the end of the game, which our guys, they love, the positive attention that they get. We love trying to unite the school and having great school spirit. I think everybody fed off that, but it definitely helps energize the guys, helps the momentum swings in the game. It also makes it a lot harder on your opponent to hear snap counts and cadences and to focus and be able to communicate on the field when you can't really hear what's going on. So that's key too.
So Action News 5 actually labeled our homecoming game as Game of the Week. How does it feel to achieve this title?
It's like I said, it's nice to be appreciated for the hard work that's put in, and the guys understand the more hard work they put in, the more they will get recognized, but it has to be earned. It's not going to be given either. So it's good to be recognized, but there's still more to do.
Well, Coach Smith, thank you so much for being on our show today.
I appreciate y'all having me. Thank you.
We have to take a short break. When we come back, we will show you how the players felt about the game. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to Cable Quiz, the academic.
You know how incredible it is to work at a TV station in high school?
GHS-TV is a student-run television station.
There's so many things you can do here at GHS-TV. You can be in front or behind the camera or both. You have that opportunity. There are no limits.
Well, we have sports and we have news and we have entertainment. So the students here get a well-rounded view of what it's like to be in the TV field.
It's my life. It's what I want to do.
From all of us here at GHS-TV, thanks for starting your morning with us.
I think the instrumental music program here at Germantown High School is special because of all the things that we'll do throughout a year. We start the year doing marching band, and very quickly we move into concert band. We provide the orchestra for the spring musical. We just have myriad things that we take part in throughout the year.
My favorite part of being in the band is probably all of the different kinds of musics we play.
We have a woodwind ensemble or a brass, a jazz ensemble.
All those different opportunities create a place for students who excel in different areas. I think that diversity allows us to be one of the most unique programs in the area.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to the Red Devil postgame. The Red Devils' big homecoming win is our main story of the show. Red Devil reporter Rachel Christopherson caught up with some of the players after a victory for a little player playback. Rachel?
Hey Tate and Ryan, what a heartbreaking loss. The Douglas football team lost in this Red Devil showdown. I caught up with players after the game to talk about what went wrong.
This was by far our worst game of the year. Our week of preparation was terrible, and I mean, it showed tonight. We came out, was not focused, and showed on the field and the scoreboard.
Our team performance was poor because of the week of preparation. We got to come together as a family first.
We weren't focused today. Our mind was somewhere else. Just to work hard and every day at practice, go as hard as we can so we can come out on top.
The team, they just have to practice on, being closer as a family, and us as a coaching staff, we have to prepare them better and, just get their minds right before the game because tonight they didn't come out here focused.
Could have been better. It wasn't my best game, but luckily the team picked up from my slack, and it was just a great overall team win.
Came together as a team, and we played team football. Both sides of the ball left stuff out there, but all we can do is get better. We're just glad we got the win tonight. On defense, we missed too many tackles. We just got to prepare next week, tackling better. In offense, we left points on the board. We didn't finish the second half how we were supposed to.
Every day we practice right after school all the way to about 5:30 every single day, and it's like 100 degrees outside. Especially this week, it was especially hot, which really kind of played with you mentally. But I think we had a really good practice week this week, and everybody was really focused, and that's why we had such a good outcome.
Thanks, Rachel. Earlier this week, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Terrence Patterson, a former Red Devil quarterback and an outstanding college athlete who is making the Memphis community a better place. Well, Mr. Patterson, thank you very much for being here, and welcome to the Red Devil postgame. We all know that you were not only a successful football player, but also a very good student. I guess what we all want to know is, how did you manage a 4.0 GPA while also being a star athlete?
You know, it took a lot of balance, a lot of preparation, a lot of late nights, and focus. I mean, for me, you know, it was always academics first and then a focus on my athletic career. And so it really took just a lot of organization and preparation. But I think the biggest thing, if I had to look back, it was probably the organization, making sure I knew where I was supposed to be, but also where I was supposed to be when I was where I was supposed to be studying as well. So it was really probably organization and preparation.
Well, you went on to play at Harvard. What stood out to you that other colleges didn't?
Yeah, you know, the opportunity to go to one of the best colleges in the world, irrespective of, you know, my athletic career at the time, I really was thinking, and I was fortunate to have mentors and family around me to give me some foresight, because at age 18, I didn't have this in mind, but the opportunity to go to a place that would position you to do whatever you wanted to do and open up doors and possibilities, that was really what Harvard had to offer that I felt like I couldn't necessarily get or wouldn't have gotten if I had made a different decision.
Well, Mr. Patterson, how did your time here at GHS prepare you for an Ivy League school?
Yeah, you know, it goes back to that preparation and just being well-rounded. You know, at the Ivy League level, things are going 1,000 miles per hour. And to have the experience of coming to a place like Germantown where, you know, I had the benefit of being around a large class. I had the benefit of competing at a high level on the playing field, but also being competitive in the classroom as well, taking a series of AP classes. All of that together really prepared me. But I got to be honest, I don't think anything could have really prepared me for the awakening that I got when I set foot in Cambridge. I mean, it was a dramatic difference. And, you know, you rely a lot on your experiences in high school. You rely a lot on your upbringing. You rely a lot on your faith as well. But you make it through because of perseverance and also just the preparation that you had. And you just got to trust and believe in yourself.
You've received a lot of awards and recognition. Looking back, which ones stand out or mean the most to you?
Gosh, that's a tough one, because I never competed for the recognition. You know, I never went to class to get an accolade. You know, it was really all about preparing for life, right? And in particular on sports, it was about competing with my teammates. And so I think what stands out the most are winning titles and winning and being a part of the team. I don't know if it's necessarily an individual accolade, but it was those team accomplishments, right? So winning the region, being the first class to bring my coach at Harvard his first Ivy League title, right? Like those team accomplishments. Now, I will say, being the only player in Harvard history to run, catch, throw, and return a touchdown in a single season is something that I take great pride in, because it's so unique and no one else has done that. But when I look back, it was really those team accomplishments and being able to say we did this together as winners.
Now, Mr. Patterson, tell us what you're up to now.
Yeah, so, you know, most recently I was at the Downtown Memphis Commission, leading the organization that was tasked with making downtown Memphis the place to live, work, play, and invest. And I'm now in transition. I'm evaluating moving into the private sector, but what's really weighing on me is the opportunity to get involved in a political environment as well. So I'm excited. I remain committed to do whatever I can to make Memphis and Shelby County the best place possible, not just for today, but for our future, right? I have a 4-year-old son, and I want Memphis and I want Shelby County to be a great place into the future. So that's really what I'm committed to doing.
What advice do you have for the football players who want to go on and play college football?
Yeah, you know, we talked a lot about this before the game. To me, there are 3 or 4 things that stick out. Number one is have fun. You cannot, I think maybe Jay-Z said it right, pressure bust pipes. You got to just relax and have a good time, right? The second thing is you got to be prepared. You got to know what the plan is. And the last one is have a plan. That is what I believe it took and takes to play at the next level and compete in life too. I mean, look, sports is a microcosm for life, and I'll firmly believe that football prepares you just as well as any other sport to be successful in life. So all of those things are about competing at the next level, but also being successful in life.
Mr. Patterson, thank you very much for giving us your time today and coming on the Red Devil postgame. We would like to tell you that Germantown High School is very proud to have an alumni of your caliber. Thank you very much for giving us your time today.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It's always a joy to be back at your alma mater, and again, this is such a great honor, so thank you for having me.
We have to take another short break. When we come back, we'll give you our Around the Town ranking and Red Devil schedule. Stick with us.
Is He Dead? Written by Mark Twain. Adapted by David Ives.
If you want to find out, is he dead? Call 755-7775 or visit www.ppp.org to reserve your tickets now. The show runs from October 26th to November 4th. Don't miss it.
One of the things that sets us apart from other schools or other productions that are doing this is that our kids are 100% in charge of what they're doing.
We sell the ads, we build the stage, we make the costumes.
Working in this environment, I've learned to appreciate everything that's given to me because not many high schools have programs like this.
When I first started in this program, my first musical was Hairspray. And now, 4 years later, I'm in my last musical, The Mystery of Edwin Drood. And looking back, I think I've progressed a lot.
To see them now as seniors and to see the people that they have become, it's changed me more than I think it's changed them.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to the Red Devil Post game. Reporter Christian Powell brings us this week's Game of the Week. Christian?
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at some of the hottest games in the district. Kicking things off, we have the White Station Spartans versus the Bartlett Panthers. White Station came out of the gate strong with a 33-yard run from Martez Harris, who then sealed it off with a 5-yard rushing touchdown. Roshawn Williams takes the direct snap on this nifty play scoring position, and Martez Harris finishes the drive walking into the end zone for an easy score, with the final score of 45-17. White Station with the win. Next up we have Lausanne Collegiate Lynx versus St. George's Griffin. Spencer Smith's pass and interception is picked off by Lausanne's Eric Campbell. The turnover sets up this skilled run by Eric Gray as he easily walks into the end zone for the Lynx. Spencer Smith's bad play continued with this pushing sack by Darian Greenlee as the Lynx down the Griffins, 54-20. Finally, Cam Jones of the St. Benedict Eagles was a stud, taking several direct snaps for scores. Corey Wilhite wanted in on the action too with this impressive run as St. Benedict dominated the Manassas Tigers 64-30. And those are our games of the week. Tate, Ryan, back to you.
Topping our rankings at number 1 is Lausanne. After their big win over St. George's, they remain undefeated at 5-0. Number 2 is Whitehaven with a 5-1 record. Coming in at number 3 is Christian Brothers High School, holding their undefeated record with 5 first-quarter touchdown passes and a 48-27 victory over East High. Number 4 this week is Raleigh Egypt. They destroyed the Millington Knights with a devastating 60-6 score. Securing the number 5 spot is the Germantown Red Devils, keeping their 6-0 record with a homecoming win, defeating Douglas High School 35-0. So Tate, the Red Devils have topped the charts this week at number 5 on the power rankings. What is it going to take for them to secure the number 1 spot before the season ends?
Well, I think it'll take Germantown a lot more of hard work and dedication, and they can't leave a single man behind. They need to go as a team, and also the coaching staff and coaches need to evolve with the players. That's what I'll think will be the deciding factor in these upcoming games. Sitting in the number 6 spot is Briarcrest after their 52-14 win against Kip Collegiate. In the number 7 spot, we have Central, who will hopefully get back on their feet after their 35-7 loss at DeSoto. Number 8, we have Olive Branch, staying 5-0, winning their homecoming game, 56-0 over Saltillo. Cordova stands in the number 9 spot with a 5-1 record with their huge 69-0 win over Sheffield. Finally ending our rankings in the number 10 spot is Horn Lake, moving up from number 11 with a 4-0 undefeated record after beating South Panola for the first time since 1972. So Ryan, in the top 10 rankings, I just mentioned 3 opponents that Germantown will be facing in the next couple of weeks. What do you expect from Germantown in these games?
Well, in my opinion, Tate, the defense is going to dominate the stat charts. They built a steel curtain around Ted Lyons, Devin Wright, Michael Mack, and opposing offenses just haven't been able to break through the hole. So we should expect nothing less than 3 hard-fought games going into these playoffs. We will toss it to Christian one last time for our Red Devil schedule. Christian?
The Red Devils' upcoming schedule doesn't get much easier as they try to keep their red-hot winning streak alive. This week, Germantown faces the White Station Spartans at Red Devil Field. The Spartans are looking to improve their 2-4 record, and the Devils look to stay undefeated. Kickoff at 7 o'clock p.m. Be there, wear red. The following week, an already impressive Memphis Central Warriors are looking to defend their home turf and improve their 4-1 record as they clash with the Red Devils on October 20th at Memphis Central High School. Finally, on October 27th, the Germantown Red Devils travel to Whitehaven for what we will hope will be a chance to seal an undefeated season. Your Red Devils are looking to make history against last year's state champs by taming the Tigers and finishing the season at 10-0. Tate, Ryan, back to you.
Well, Tate, as we mentioned before, the Red Devils really do need to give it their all in these upcoming games.
I totally agree, Ryan. I don't think it'll be a problem for our Red Devils to keep pumping up this momentum and winning these next few games.
That's it for this month's edition of the Red Devil Postgame. If you would like to watch or learn more about our program, please check us out at our website at GHS-TV.org, where we are streaming live 24 hours a day.
Thank you for tuning in on this month's edition of the Red Devil Postgame.
Go Red Devils!